What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the SOOP Duel series. Our third week. Third week? No, it's only the second week. Oh my goodness. We've still got 2 more weeks left of this season of the SDS, guys. So much has been going on. So much Broodwar casting lately. I'm losing track of time. We've got a Rush over here in the top left. Queen in the bottom left. This is a great series, guys. We're not sure exactly when it was played, but just due to the map pool, I can assume it's from 2025. I was taking a look earlier to see if I could identify the exact date when it was cast in Korean, but I couldn't find it. So this might be one of the rare occurrences where I don't have that date in the description. So apologies for that, but I'm going to assume this was probably somewhere just around the time of ASL, the beginning of ASL, maybe February, March, somewhere in there. So these two guys should have been well practiced, well equipped for this series. Rush, absolute monster in this matchup, and Queen has been coming back, man. He went through a bit of a slump. Then when I say a bit of a slump, I mean a real serious slump, because this guy got knocked out in the qualifiers of ASL. He was really having a hard time there for a while, and has been coming back in a big way. Has made it quite deep in the ASL this season. I won't say more, but he is absolutely a force to be reckoned with, and should be a great matchup for Rush today. So opening with a early pool. That pool was quite quick. Wants to get some early lings out here to deny any pressure. First Marine coming across the map. That's going to have to turn around 100%. He's going to make at least 4 lings here. And he's managed to drive the SCV off of the bunker. So, oh, he might actually kill the SCV too. Oh, it's so close. Doesn't end up going down, but that bunker will have to be canceled. This is just not a very good... There's not a very good possibility of dealing damage with this when there's such an early pool. So Rush is just going to be forced back. I'm a little surprised that after seeing the pool, he even built the bunker or tried to build the bunker, but he wanted to put on that little bit of pressure, see if he could maybe get that started. Any pro player worth his salt is going to bring drones to start to deal with that initially. Push that SCV off, and you know, there was a little bit of footsies that could have happened, you know. One of those drones was quite low, maybe a tiny mistake, or the drone bugs out on the other drone a little bit. Maybe he could have gotten a kill there, but as it turns out, Queen holds everything. He's absolutely fine. Just going to be able to get into his 3 hatch play. It's actually more of a 2.5 hatch. If you guys aren't familiar with that terminology, the 2.5 hatch is somewhere between the 3 hatch and the 2 hatch. So the 2 hatch build is where you only have 2 hatches, obviously. The 3 hatch build is where you build a 3rd hatch before gas. And the 2.5 hatch build is where you build the hatchery, the 3rd hatchery, somewhere between when you start the layer and after you start the spire. So like, you can either build the hatchery then the spire, or you can build the spire then the hatchery. So the 2.5 hatch has evolved out of necessity for the Zerg players. They needed a bit more of a middle of the road answer to Terrans, because Terrans were getting away with a lot, especially with the 5 Rex play. 5 Rex became very strong against the 3 hatch build, and so they needed a bit of an answer. Oh, this is a kind of a scary situation here. Wait a second. He's going to get lings in past this natural. Oh, boy. Killing 3 Marines already. 1 SCV as well. Can he get a second? 2 SCVs. And he's delaying this push by quite a bit. You can see we're past the 5-minute mark. And he's even going to drag these, or at least 1 Marine here, all the way into the main. There's not going to be a lot of opportunity to pressure for Rush. He was really hoping to come out with this build and kind of force a reaction out of Queen. Another SCV goes down. So here we are. The mutas haven't even popped yet. 3 SCVs have already died. That is a little bit wild. Generally, what we say is something like 5 SCVs need to be killed in order to feel really comfortable after this mutalist harassment. You know, you make 7 mutas. You really want to get about 5 SCVs. Try not to lose any of the mutas, and then you can kind of back off, you know, take your 3rd and feel pretty comfortable. But he really doesn't need to do much damage anymore. Like, just a couple SCVs is going to be absolutely fine. 100% you can get 2 SCVs. No way he's not going to be able to get that. And look at this. He's rotated all the way around to the natural, knowing that these turrets would probably be added on a little bit later. He's already killed 2 SCVs without losing anything at all. 3 and 4. Oh my god. Oh, this is too much damage, guys. This is way too much damage. Oh, and the turret is blocking him as well. He's going to have to cancel that. More Marines are going down here at the periphery. This is too much. He's going to die. He's going to die to pure mutalist play here. Wait, he doesn't need to do anything fancy. He could just throw down a transition immediately. Oh, looks like he had a whole bunch of drones pop out while he was microing there and just sent them all to the one patch. Yeah, that can happen sometimes if you're just microing like frantically. Looks like a lot of drones were added on behind this. He's gonna make a Hydralisk Den for sure. Hydralisk Den, Queen's Nest. He's got the drone count for it. He's gonna make this transition. Dude, he's killed so many SCVs. It's wild. 28 workers now for Rush. This is almost over, and Queen's gonna have a bit of a lead in this series. I'm feeling it already. Rush not handling that run by correctly, and then not having the turrets on time. These are some basic skills that you have to have as a Terran player. There's no way around it. You have to be able to hold on against these early ling these early ling stabs and just have your turrets on time. These non-negotiable aspects of TVZ. You can see Marines pushing out on the map, but the writing is on the wall now. It's not over just yet. Queen has put himself into a fantastic position, but we're still going to head into this mid-game where things can get a little funky. You can see the Marine Medic Ball is a little bit hidden out here on the map. He does spot that now, though. That's the scary thing, is we don't know where this Marine Medic Ball is, and it suddenly shows up at a base where you're not expecting it. Drones are being transferred over here. He's got to pull those back. Should be able to put together enough mutas to just kill this outright. Might want to make a few lings here as well to tank damage when he goes for that kill. Otherwise, he might lose a few too many of these mutas coming back in. See, he's just trying to clear this. He's fighting it and going deep on top of these units. Here we go with the lings as well. He does lose an extra couple of mutas, but it's fine. Queen still in a great spot. 31 drones. He's going to be able to get that transfer off. Has some lurker eggs on the way, and Rush is limping. Losing that first group of Medic Marine is painful, even if he trades out some of those mutas. Behind this, he's sitting on 3 racks. Now adding on a bunch more. You can see he's actually cutting... No, he isn't cutting SCVs. Okay. I thought he would be cutting SCVs with this many racks being added, but it seems like he just has enough right now to get everything going. An attestment to his skill as a Terran player. He's still able to really keep this macro engine rolling, even with all the misfortune that he's had so far. Run by here into the natural, diving right on top of everything. It's up on top of this ramp. Just needs to get the lings up here so they can start to deal with the turrets. The turrets are going to go down. Now the mutas can come back and sit on top of the ramp. No, he's going to rotate, bringing up lurkers behind this. Lurkers are going to be covered by the mutas as they run in towards that natural. He can get to the bottom of the ramp, and this is the GG moment right here. Oh my goodness, it's so scary for the Terran player. The moment that this happens, you know you are absolutely cooked. None of these SCVs are going to be able to get back home. Beautiful maneuver here by Queen to finish off this first game. Tactical brilliance right there. As soon as the Medic Marine moves out, he rotates around the side, gets that counterattack going, lings into the base, and then the Lurker follow-up. Excellent, excellent job by him. Rush spawning here in the top right. We got Queen down in the bottom right. Here on a Polestar Rush. Gonna be looking for some vengeance after that first map. Not really going his way, losing a lot of SCVs in the early game and getting pulled apart by a really nice tactical play. Those type of plays are very hard to pull off. Can be excessively difficult to kill a Terran player when they're just very solid. But then as soon as you get in to the right spot with the right unit at the right time, they do seem to crumble like paper. That's why we consider players like Rush or like Light as kind of an iron wall. When they are so strong, that you just can't get by them. You can't stop them. You can't finish them off. Immovable object, but Rush there, you definitely saw that he could bleed. Gonna open up now with an 11 hatchery. 11 hatchery is a little bit less common in this matchup. It allows you to get a markedly faster pool. And so just a slightly quicker ling add. You can start to add on those lings just a tiny bit faster, which can be quite helpful for things like an 8 racks or like some pressure with these early Marines. It is going to slow down your economy, but not by a whole lot. Just a very small dip in the economy. You're not even missing any larvae or anything like that, spending any of the larvae. You're going to be able to spend each and every one of those larvae, and you're going to have a faster hatchery as well, so going to make up for that larva. Getting a little faster larva is nice as well. So brings out a drone. I'm going to chase this SCV back. Get a little moving shot going on that, which is nice. Has that spawning pool finishing up. Even puts a hit on one of those Marines. That's equivalent to a Ling hit, so making it a little bit easier for Lings to clean up if he wants to go across the map with these. Again with the moving shot here, just getting some nice Hawktua on this SCV. Spitting on him and pushing him back. Wants to get rid of this SCV before the layer finishes. Want to try to obfuscate at least a little bit what's going on at home here for Queen. He sees 2 Lings coming now. Does rush, but he doesn't know the extent of how many Lings are actually going to be made, so he's got to be a little careful. You could try to push out with some Marines, and actually that would be pretty decent, but yeah, there could be a lot of Lings being made behind this. He just doesn't know. He can't know, and so he'll probably sit back. Whoa, factory in the top left-hand corner. This is interesting. So we might be seeing some sort of Valkyrie build, I think. Valkyrie build would be very interesting. You can't really go mech if your factory is way over there, and going into, you know, Wraith play or something like that wouldn't really make sense. So probably we're going to see Valks. And this could be a really strong idea from Rush, because when the mutas come, they're going to be blocked pretty quickly by the Valkyrie. So that's a funny interaction there, just kind of bumping bellies there, but not attacking each other. As the Lings will come back to deal with that SCV. Looks like that was able to get the full scout, see everything that Queen was up to. Vultures are going to be sent around the outside. Now, this is a build we actually saw in ASL this season. I think it was originally pulled out on Dominator. I can't remember by which player, but we're going to have 3 Vultures with speed coming into the Zerg Natural right as the mutas are coming across the map. And that'll buy time. It'll force the mutas to turn around and go back home. And that will buy some time for these Valkyries to come out. This is a really solid build here, guys. A very solid build. You'll like to see it. Yeah, if you guys remember this build from the ASL, let me know in the SOOP chat. Try not to do any spoilers, but yes, this is really nice to see. Very cool to see Rush practicing this and pulling it out versus Queen. Here comes that third Vulture, and here comes the Vultures. They're on their way. The mutas are making their way into the main base. They're going to spot the Valkyrie play. He sees the armory. Does he realize that Vultures are coming directly to his base? Yes, he does. He sees it with the Overlords. He's going to be very quick to react to this. He knows that there's a hidden factory somewhere. Going up to the top of the ramp. A lot of drones are going to die here, guys, but the mutas have already returned. Wow, very nice handling of this situation, this build. Even in ASL got way more damage than that. Excellent job by Queen, but maybe a little bit slow on the timing for Rush. I think in the past he was able to, or in that ASL game, he was able to get the Vultures up to the base like right as the mutas were coming into his main. So in this case, wasn't quite able to make that happen. Next Vulture is coming in. Would like to see that look for a third, but he's just going to send it here into the natural. Can outrun these mutas. Now time to look for a third base. He may be able to find that third down at bottom left. That's some very good information. Speed Vulture, the ultimate scouting tool for finding some of these bases. Go ahead and kill that. Now brings the drones over here to mine. But the fact remains, you know, even though he didn't get a lot of damage with this, he's going to have those Vultures out. He's going to have mines done now. He's going to run out on the map, start to lay these mines everywhere. And he took no damage. No damage at all from these mutas. Remember we talked about in the last game, kind of need to do a little damage. You need to get, you know, 4 or 5 drone or 4 or 5 SCV kills and to feel kind of safe, to feel kind of comfortable in this game. But he's got nothing done. He's done no SCV damage at all, and he will not be able to do any SCV damage this game. Drone inside that extractor is going to be safe, but the rest of the drones are not. He's lost a few over here at this third. Looks like Queen's eventually going to find that, but that factory up in top left is still active. It's still making Vultures. And now we've got triple Valkyrie moving out here with a ton of Marines. This is going to be really troublesome for Queen. He doesn't have the transition going yet. And he's been busy running around, constantly trying to figure out, you know, where these pesky Vultures are coming from and deal with them. Looks like he's going around this army, sending the mutas over towards the natural. How many turrets are there? Will Queen just try to buy time with this? It kind of looks like it. Maybe he's gonna... Oh, there's the lurkers. They popped out just in the nick of time. Did he actually see that? Okay, he does see it. Very important, these scans there. He is able to see everything. Mutas are flying into the natural right now. There's only 1 medic with this army. That's kind of wild. 1 medic is a little bit insane. So now the Valkyrie's going to head back. Queen is going to set up a trap for these. He's got a bunch of Scourge in position to catch these Valkyries as they head back. They're slightly out of range. Okay, wait. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Keeps the Valkyries alive, but also stops this attack. Wait a second. Double dropship. Holy, double dropship heading in right now. That's been spotted, though. The dropship has been spotted. There are Scourge in position. Lurkers here as well. Oh, it's going to lose that drop. And all the Marines will go down as well. I think the other drop's going to die as well. Oh, my God. So much pain here for Rush. Excellent, excellent shutdown here for Queen. Getting rid of both of those dropships. He spent a little extra Scourge there, but you know what? It's absolutely worth it to shut down this play. Every single second of time spent with those two starports is extremely precious. That's time that was not spent making science vessels, making Valkyries, any other air units that are so important in this matchup. And so just shutting down those two dropships, not allowing any damage to incur, means not only does he not take that damage, not only does he not, or does he remove that threat, but he also kind of removes the threat of those science vessels, right? Because the science vessels would have been there if not for those dropships. If he had not made those dropships, he wouldn't have a lack of science vessel here. Now he is struggling. He's going to really struggle to cut through these lurkers and shut down Queen on 4 bases, because Queen's going to get this 4th base online. One of the things that slows down that 4th base is constantly having to replace lurkers over and over and over again, and also defilers as well. But as it stands, more dropships are going to be made. Another Hail Mary play for Rush. This is kind of surprising, guys. The way that Queen is kind of overwhelming Rush in this game so far. You can see he's spread out the lurkers. Usually you like to have the lurkers stacked in these type of situations, but he's very worried about some sort of reckless play from Rush. He's not worried about losing these lurkers to a bunch of irradiates. There's only 3 irradiates here, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. He can absolutely afford to take those losses and just sustain them by making more lurkers and getting everything online. But if there was something like a D-Matrix Firebat attack, that could actually break him open if all the lurkers are stacked. So Ultralisk Cavern on the way. We'll just keep those lurkers spread and mostly safe, if not safe from the irradiates, at least safe from some of these other options open to the Terran player. Also, it's easier. Okay, there, he's going to stack them now. It's also easier to pull your lurkers back and defend other areas. Like, let's say this drop comes in, he could pull lurkers through the Nidus Canal a little bit easier if he didn't have those stacked. Now that they're stacked, it's quite a bit more difficult to get in there. Marines, 4 drops going into this main base is kind of wild, guys. That is kind of crazy. That is so much drops. That is so many drops. He kills the Ultralisk Cavern right away. May go for the Spire. He does get the Spire as well. Can he get the Evolution Chamber? That Evolution Chamber would be a very big kill. Well, Lings are going to dive on top of this. I think he clears all the Marines on this left-hand side at the very least. We'll move up the Marines to try and get some drone kills, but Lings are going to come back here and start to kill everything. This is an excellent hold by Queen. He loses some of his infrastructure, but most of the overall drones are going to live. Yeah, almost all the drones live, and he keeps the Evolution Chamber alive. That's super important. +2 is done. How are we doing on Carapace? I don't think there's a whole lot of Carapace upgrades yet, but +2 should be on the way. Very big kill. If you can get rid of that +2, you slow down the Zerg player by a lot. Rush going to follow up with another Hail Mary attempt. Are there any lurkers underneath this? I guess not. You know what? Maybe he can just break through here. Dark Swarm's going to come down in this natural. Lings are going to be brought out, but at the same time, an attack into the main base is kind of wild. Lynx are going to be holding all of this stuff at the front, but this drop is insane. 4 dropships worth of units into this main base and only 2, 3 lurkers to hold it. Dude, he's breaking through everywhere. Even with all of this excellent holding done by Queen, he's struggling to get his lurkers through. You can see these are the lurkers that came through the Nidus from the bottom left. He brought them out here to try and hold the main, but he's really having a hard time pulling those up out of the ground, getting them through the Nidus in time to hold all this aggression. GG, wow. Rush pulling Queen apart, even from a desperately difficult situation. Having got kind of overwhelmed there in the early game by Queen. Queen got into his 4th base really cleanly. Shut down that first drop. He does not let up. Rush gets in there and takes him down. Queen down in the bottom right-hand corner. Rush in the top left. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about the ASL jacket giveaway that's going on right now on SOOP Live, guys. Check the description for where we cast this live if you're watching on YouTube. Definitely come and check out that live cast. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you can make it. If you can't, come check us out for SCSL. We're going to be doing SCSL on Monday and Thursday coming up. It'll be in Korean time, 7 p.m. Korean time, the same time as the ASL, mind you. So if you're in Europe and you haven't been able to catch the cast live, you can definitely check out the SCSL. We're going to be doing it here on the channel. At least for this upcoming season, for season 4. I just had a really hard time organizing that and getting that together. So we've decided to do it a little bit different than usual. So it is going to be casted live by us. And it should be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to that. And it'll give you guys an opportunity to donate and to enter to win the ASL jacket. The ASL jacket giveaway is going to be continuing on until May 25th. After that finals stream, the ASL finals live stream, that's going to be the last opportunity to enter to win. Just 50 gems, guys, $5 or a gifted sub. We'll give you an entry into that giveaway. And so get yourself an opportunity, give yourself an opportunity to get a little piece of ASL history. Thank you to everybody who's donated so far. We're jumping into this game now, and we've got Queen just opening up. I was a little bit busy there talking about the ASL giveaway and didn't see if it was a 12 or an 11 hatch. But regardless, not going to be under a lot of pressure here. It's not going to matter too much. This drone almost died. All right, you really got to save that drone. Really important. Very important to keep that alive. It's a big part of your economy at this point. It seems like you got a little bit of harassment going over at the natural as well. Rush stabilizing and realizing that it is a very long distance over here to the Zerg natural. He's probably not going to be able to get anything done with Naked Marine play, so we won't try that. Of course, you can still go for it, assuming that the Zerg player will assume that you won't go for it. That's kind of a metagame thing, but this is very big. Rush spots the third hatchery in the main base, so being aware of where that third hatchery is quite important. That's kind of a hidden hatch location where maybe Queen would be thinking about throwing down some hidden tech. And with Queen or with Rush identifying that already, it'll be hard for Queen to hide his tech anywhere. I think what a good a good idea would be for Queen would be to hide it at the bottom right now of his main base, because it might be that Rush tries to do a cheeky scan where he scans both hatcheries, like he scans between the third hatchery and the main base, and might be able to hide stuff by throwing down the tech over at the bottom right. Wow, okay. Yeah, see right beside the spire. Third base on the way already. That's pretty wild, guys. Third base is very quick after a 2.5 hatch. You can't really afford all this. You can't quite afford everything here. You can see 24 drones. You can make mutas, or you can make this extra hatchery, this third base, but you can't do both. He's gonna be able to pop out maybe 4. Oh wow, and he starts this +1 as well. So he can make 3 mutas. So a very low commitment early to mutas from Queen. And back at home, we've got a +1 build coming out of Rush. So this might actually work out very well for Queen. We could see a situation where Queen makes like only 5 mutas or 7 mutas, and then immediately transitions into Lurker, which is the perfect way to deal with this +1 build. +1 build, you have a very slow push out. As the Terran player, you're not going to be pushing really aggressively because you're not going to have a lot of forces. Plus, you're not going to have that range upgrade until a little bit later. So he's just going to be sitting back here. Queen gets out a big round of drones. He's up to 29 now. He's going to continue to make those. I haven't seen a hydro stand made yet, but he gets in here. He's kind of starts to see what's going on, but you can see only 5 mutas. That's only enough to one-shot Marines. You can't one-shot SCVs with this, so it's very hard to get anything done with 5 mutas, but at the same time, I don't think that Queen is planning to get much done here. He's planning to force a little bit of a reaction, you know, a couple extra turrets being made over in that main base. And where's that hydro stand? I'm kind of surprised not to see it already. We haven't seen it already. Maybe he makes just mass muta off of this. Mass muta Ling with three gases and 4 hatcheries. You can make a lot of mutas. A lot of mutas off of a economy like this. His economy is going to be pretty out of control here. And yeah, he is making quite a few mutas already. He did go for that +1, so I guess it's kind of expected that he continues to make mutas here. The transition is already underway for Rush. I believe he's starting his starport. He's got an add-on on his factory, so he might be going with the Valkyrie play, kind of that tank Valkyrie style. I don't think that's going to work out too well against this mass mutiling. If Queen crushes one of these push outs, it's going to be a great spot. Oh, there's the transition. Okay. So Queen goes up to about 11 mutas. He's only going to make as many as he needs to shut down this attack. And then he's going to go directly into Hive. As long as he can keep these Marines back, doesn't really need to invest too much more into these mutas, pushing them back over and over, shaving off a little bit more. The Barber taking a little off the top, does lose a couple of mutas at the end of that fight, but still managing to slow things down. Ling's moving up into position, get a big surround on that army and bring in the mutas to assist, and he might be able to walk this down. Rush reinforcing. Quite a few Marines have died, but the reinforcement numbers are there, keeping this ball at a good size. Still, the Lings are in high number. Queen doesn't have a setup to get the full surround here, but he can come from the other side. Looks like he's going to be spreading out these Lings a little bit now. Losing a couple of mutas before this fight actually happens. Some of these Marines kind of breaking off to the side. Is a great opportunity to dive on top of everything. Wait, the Lings are coming from a weird angle. Okay. Gonna get a fight with a small portion of the Marines that actually takes out nearly all of those. So that's a reasonable trade for Queen. He's slowing things down. He's getting his lurkers into position. He should have his hive finishing up with that Defiler Mound on the way. There it is. Defiler Mound is coming online. These tanks are kind of stuck right now, not able to get out on the field. 3 of them making their way forward, but Defiler Mound is going to be complete. This is a long push distance. We got to go all the way across the map with Mutalisk harassing in order to get up here into the front and even just start to deal damage. Oh, whoa, 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 the Science Vessel, he gets it. Huge mistake there for Rush, letting the Science Vessel walk way out in front of the army. +1/1 is done. This is a power spike for Rush, but he's missing a key component of this build. The vessel is gone, and so lurkers are going to be very hard to deal with. He can just wait for the scan and then unburrow and run away if he wants to. Lurker's going to move up. Actually, this is not what I expected. Oh, the tanks are going to be killed. 2 of the tanks go down. That's a big kill there for Queen. Queen can actually kill all of the Marines on the left-hand side, too. That's free damage. Kill all of those as well. And now it's just 1 tank and a bunch of Marines here on the middle of the map. Marooned, truly. In the middle of the map, lots of Lings going to be brought forward with these mutas still remaining, and 1 sunken colony blocking the way. Wait, he could run by the sunken colony. If Rush feels like just running in, he could go for as many drones as he can. I think that would be the best option for him, but oh gosh. Lings from both sides, and the lurkers are going to completely clean up everything and hold back the reinforcements at the same time. Dude, this is over. Rush taps out. Queen takes game number 2. Magnificent fashion there with a 4 hatchery play, getting up that 3rd base incredibly quickly. Not able to get punished. Not able to punish, excuse me, Rush. Falls by the wayside. Rush here, feeling a little bit of pressure now. 1 map down, and Queen looking powerful. Probably went back over that game after the fact. Saw how much greed there was from Queen and kind of kicked himself for not getting out on the map a little sooner. It wasn't really too much he could do with that build, though. The +1 build excels with those mid-game timings, but it's not as strong at punishing early game greed from the Zerg player. Queen was able to get away with a lot. We'll see if he wants to open with the early pool or try to get away with even more in this series. It's kind of looking like an 11 hatchery or a 12 hatchery. This map, I think it's likely we're going to see Rush try to come over here and build another bunker like he did before. It's not an 8 racks or anything like that, but there's still a good possibility of some sort of play like... Ooh, wait a second. Second barracks down at bottom center is kind of wild. There's no Overlord here to scout this, and so he might get away with that. That's a crazy play from Rush, guys. Genuine crazy play here. 2 racks is completely all in. He does have the wall there, but he's probably going to be pulling a bunch of SCVs to make this happen as well. Looks like a drone making its way over towards that natural. SCV here to block things out, but Marine pops and starts to walk across the map. Queen has no idea how all in Rush is. Building Marines down there at the bottom center. Probably going to bank those up a little bit. Can't build a bunker just yet. The first Lings are going to start popping out. Ooh, a drone pops. He's only got 1 larva for Lings, so he's probably only making 4 Lings. 1 at the natural, 1 at the main. There's the layer starting here, just past the 3-minute mark, 3:03. Everything's on curve here for Rush, but this Marine number is going to be completely shocking. He's not going to see this coming. In fact, he's going to go all the way around, knowing that there's some vision over there. Likely the Overlord parked at that location. Dude, this is very well done by Rush. There's no way he sees this coming. There is no way he has any idea that these Marines are going to arrive at his natural right here, right now. SCVs have been pulled. Bunker gets started. That is so many Marines. Not the greatest block overall for Rush. The SCV not doing too well there, but GG is called anyway. Too much firepower with all of these Marines, and the drones will start to fall. A very quick win here for Rush. Firing back. Game number 5 here with Rush versus Queen. Got Queen spawning in the bottom right. Rush over in the top right. Vertical spawns on Metropolis. I talked a little bit about horizontal spawns, and I said that would be pretty fun, but we'll take what we can get here. Vertical spawns on Metropolis, and racks in the middle of the map. Really, Rush? 8 racks in the center of the map. Really wants to put some pressure on. I think he's realized that he's just maybe not playing his A game today. And is having a hard time dealing with Queen once he gets off the ground. So just don't let him get off the ground. Just bring the pressure. Hit him with this 8 racks and see what can happen. This is a tough map to defend. If the Marines get behind the mineral patches, it's a nightmare. Gonna send out a drone. Is he sending it towards the middle? For me, I play Zerg on ladder as well. A Zerg player. But for me, I have been basically 9 drones scouting the middle of the map every game on ladder. I make my 9th drone, I do an extractor trick, and then I just scout the middle and send my drone to find out what they're doing, because it's so much cheese. There's so much cheese. All right, he sees the center racks. He knows about it now. He's not going to make his gas. Just going to go ahead and pull, 8 drones, something like that. 8 drones is about the correct number. All you need to do is dodge the SCVs and try to get on top of these Marines. Don't want to let the SCVs body block course Rush, trying to do the opposite, body block with the SCVs and get as much damage as he can here. Now, attacking in before there are 3 Marines is quite important. So the 3rd Marine is just arriving here. He's going to start this attack. He does lose 1, 2 drones. Target fire here from Rush, 3, 4 drones. I believe that was a total of 3. He's going to be able to send everything back. Did he make a lot of lings behind this, or was he making pure drones? Pure drones. That's excellent. So even with the 3 losses, I think he's going to be 100% fine here. Does need to make a sunken colony, and he should start it sooner rather than later, because this SCV is going to try and block that. This SCV is going to look to try and block the sunken colony from being thrown down. Look at this. Is exactly what he's doing. And Queen is going to send some lings now. He's got lings out. Still, you can try to block this. All right, he is going to be forced back. So the sunken colony starts a little bit late, albeit. We're here at 3:40 starting the sunken colony, I think. With the 8 racks, your factory timing, of course, slightly slower, but let's see if he's got it perfectly mapped out so that he won't take damage from this first Vulture. Oh, Vulture heading back home. And so, I would say Queen in a pretty solid spot. When all's said and done, he's going to be feeling pretty okay. Behind this, it's looking like double starport to me. I believe there's a possibly, or maybe it's single starport. Okay, sorry, that was, I saw 3 buildings there. I didn't realize that the barracks had flown all the way back home already. And so it's just single starport after the fact. Hydra Den on the way here for Queen. I imagine we'll be seeing Burrow as well. That's a possibility. Not a necessity in a situation like this, but it can be very good. If you're going to attack with Hydras, you don't necessarily want to leave a bunch of Hydras back at home to defend a counter. So if Vultures run by, you could just burrow everything. And then, you know, wait for more Hydras to pop out and just clean up. That can be very strong. So we'll see if he opts for it. Science facility on the way already. Looks like the Wraith just gonna poke, see what's up, see what's building. You can definitely scout all of the creep in a situation like this. Just see exactly what's coming. He sees the Hydra, and he sees the Spire as well. So not necessarily needing to get damage here, but looking to hopefully get a kill on one of these Overlords. That will give him a much better spot. I think he'll be able to get it, though. Oh, he's going to run around the side here. He just needs one more hit. No, 2 more hits. And he will not get that kill. In fact, going to have to go all the way back home, most likely. Oh, he's coming in for it. Oh, he gets it. Just barely on the angle. Nicely played there by Rush. Gonna send that back home now. But a few Vultures out on the map, but Queen locked down tight. Got quite a few Hydras. Oh, it's gonna be a drop into the base here. Oh, it's gonna be spotted by the Ling, though. Ling heading across the map spots that dropship. That's a huge scout. Absolutely huge. Looking over here towards the natural. Just going to try and run by. The Spire intentionally positioned over at this little gap in the mineral patches. Actually does quite well. Marine there dies. Got to go up that ramp. The dropship gets scouted, so he just doesn't use it. Was maybe expecting the Hydras to be pulled into the main or something. And so the dropship goes by the wayside. Rush gets a couple kills, maybe 2-3 kills in that main base. Possibly slightly more, but now the drop goes up here to the top left, gets spotted again. And this dropship is definitely not in incognito mode. He's been completely spotted, geolocated on this map. Not really much he can do about it right now. A small group of mutas making its way up here. Not enough to one-shot. Just 6 so far, and takes quite a bit of damage on that, in fact. Vessel in the top left corner. What are we looking at? Vessel there definitely needs to get into a safer position. We're going to bring forward a few Scourge, ready to snipe down a Vessel if it is indeed present. Oh, or a Wraith. He'll take a Wraith as well. Wraith not bad either. Ooh, that is right at the bottom of the stack. Okay, he does manage to pull it out without taking too much damage. That first Irradiate, not quite as impactful as Rush was hoping. They're now going to come in and start to kill these turrets. The turrets going down is quite annoying. Another Vessel pops out, and the Scourge are not in place to actually catch that. So, not able to get the kill on the Vessel. Gonna dive on back on top of one of these turrets. More of them are going up. There's gonna be 2 Irradiates here soon, but one is probably nearly complete. Run by. Okay, makes it into the main base. That's pretty big, but 3-4 Hydras are ready for this, and he just shuts it down. Great defense so far from Queen. Get some good damage there. He's still got 30 workers, though. 31 SCVs. And Queen has been making non-stop units here. He's sitting on 2 base versus 2 base. While Rush is working his way into a big barracks explosion with a high count of Vessels. It's going to be hard to break him or even deal damage with these mutas. Mutas in quite high number. Could easily start to break turrets, if not for the Irradiates that come down immediately. Ooh, that was a strong Irradiate. Should have a 3rd one here soon as well. Yeah, look at how easy it is to shut down the Mutalisk attack. With this many turrets, even the best players in the world can't avoid all of that. Splash. The splash is eventually going to wear down these mutas. He's trying to get in there for some kills. Has killed a few. of these SCVs. Not too bad from him, but Rush has weathered the storm now. And he is getting into this marine production. He's actually behind in workers overall, and he's not mining his gas. All right, we'll go ahead and mine that. Needs to get a few more SCVs out. Only at 30. It's not good enough to really get this economy rolling. 30 SCVs. You need about 35. 35 is kind of bare minimum for Rush here. And it doesn't seem like he's actually making them. Oh, we had something going on there. Spanish caster was a little bit stuck for a moment. Maybe had to alt tab or something. I'm not sure, but we are back. More Lings, or excuse me, more Mutas and Scourge. Probably going to make a dive attempt. I see, what, 3 Mutas and a whole bunch of Scourge? I'm assuming that those are mostly cloned and ready to just go for a dive. He's checking. Wants to see if he can just get a couple of these vessels. Killing off just 2-3 vessels would be amazing. The vessel count is getting quite high. It's getting quite scary. Third base is finally coming online here. At the 11-minute mark, we've got the third gas. Kind of finishing up. Small vessel marine force moving out on the map. Gonna go ahead and threaten this. Back at home, he's leaving quite a few of his vessels in the natural, I believe. Yeah, okay, kind of between the natural and the main. Gonna run up here, catch a few of these mutas in the middle of the map. This is a very good play for Rush. Just kind of catching Queen by surprise. Queen, unfortunately, didn't have enough vision in front of the Terran natural, so didn't see this coming, and he's gonna lose this third base. Big moment here for Rush as he kills off that base. Queen is in a very desperate situation now. We'll be starting a third over at that bottom left. Has a lot of Lings and Lurkers being made, but they weren't in position in time to deal with this attack. And now he's going to pull the trigger on trying to take this down. Having on top of everything here, he will get both of the vessels. So it's a good thing that Rush didn't bring every single vessel with him. Only the 2. He got the job done. He loses everything, but again, got the job done. He did what he needed to do, and he's still got a very good count of vessels behind this, as those tanks coming as well. But 4 vessels, 4 radiates are ready, probably even more than 4, as those have been gathering energy for some time. This attack will be very difficult to hold off. Assuming that it does get sieged up in a good position. If he catches it in transit and takes a good fight without the tank siege, then there is a chance for Queen. But assuming that these tanks are sieged before the attack comes in, it's going to be quite tough for Queen to take a reasonable fight to actually clear this army. We got the bio ball moving forward here. Lurkers are going to siege. Surge coming in. A lot of good spread and split here from Rush. But, dude, these Lurkers are dealing a lot of damage. And he gets the last vessel. That was a great connection. 2 D-Matrix tanks is still kind of scary, but this Marine Force is too small. GG. Queen taps out. He's just going to let this one go. Not able to clear out everything. Looks like we're going to go back a little ways. See exactly how that fight went down. I think the Lurkers at the bottom side were a little bit too far away. It wasn't it like he should be running up with the Lurkers from the south as well. All right, he does get 2 Lurkers up there. Burrows everything. The Marines in the center die. But these Lurkers just not quite able to clear through everything. The double D-Matrix worked out fantastic. Rush takes another game away and brings himself into a lead. We've got Rush over here in the top right-hand corner. Queen in the bottom left. And another 8 racks in the middle of the map. Rush, what are you doing? You can't keep doing it over and over again. He can't keep getting away with it. Queen actually sending his Overlord into the middle of the map. which generally is not the normal scout path. Usually, Zerg players will send their scout along the bottom side and then try to make it over to the natural. It's very hard to run the Overlord from the middle over to the top of the natural. You usually get caught by some Marines there, so going outside of the generally accepted principles of this matchup, just sending the Overlord to the middle is going to net him some very big benefits. He will spot this barracks here, almost no doubt. Gonna get a scout on that here in a moment and be able to get prepared for this incoming 8-Rex. Also behind this, Queen has opened with something of an overpool build from him. He has a very quick pool, so he will be able to deal with Marines. And this 8-Rex shouldn't deal too much damage. In fact, right as he sees the Marines there is when he's making his decisions about what to make with these eggs, and so he'll be able to make only Marines, or only Lings, excuse me. If he makes 6 Lings, as you know, the first 2 Marines arrive, it is going to be a very quick and easy hold, and there it is, 6 Lings coming across the map. This is a very dangerous situation for Rush, who can't really do too much about this. He is kind of he's in a hard spot. 8 Lings have been made now, and he is desperately starting his factory. He needs to run all the way back home and probably stand on top of his ramp with an SCV in front, just to live in this situation. Yeah, he's got 3 Marines against 8 Lings. It's not even close. So he desperately needs the advantage of standing on this high ground. So he will get up here. He will hold this position, and it's not over. Absolutely not over. Yes, he can get up this ramp. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Well, all the Marines are now dead. Can he actually kill this SCV? No. Denied. Rush will be able to get... Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold that thought. 2 more Lings making their way in. Okay, he does finish the factory. That is very important. And a Vulture will come out. Vulture handles everything. Vulture is absolutely what he needs in a situation like this. Will allow him to get rid of all of these pesky Lings. Prevent any more damage. 1 SCV is all that Queen's able to get. 2 SCVs on the ramp. 1 SCV in the main. I think he actually... Did he kill the one on the starport? No, I don't think he did. I think that was pulled. Still, Queen in an excellent spot. Purely off of build order and that scouting pattern that he used with his Overlord. If he had not scouted that, if he hadn't seen that barracks and he had made, you know, just 4 Lings and a couple of drones rather than 8 Lings, there's a possibility that that bunker gets up. That bunker can do a lot of damage. Really force a big response out of Queen, but in the end, he has the correct response. Oh, the Vulture run by, though. Oh, Queen got a little greedy here. He only had 2 Lings on the ramp. And there's some very good target fire there from Rush. Just get rid of those 2 Lings immediately. And now he's up here in the main base. Oh, very good control there from Queen to actually kill one of these Vultures. Kind of impressive to actually get the kill on that with just some moving shot, but drone damage is undeniably painful. He's lost a ton here. Will end up losing the Vulture, but has absolutely slowed down Queen. This is anybody's game, guys. Very hard to tell who's ahead at this point. Damage on both sides has been quite painful. Both players have been slowed down quite a bit. And we're going to have a transition here from Rush directly into Vessel once again. Just getting Vessels out, getting Irradiates going so that he can shut down these Mutalisks that are eventually coming here for Queen. Now, Queen, he's going to be finishing up his Spire here in a moment. He's showing to Rush that he's just going for Hydras as kind of a stopgap while he's waiting for the mutas to pop out. Make sure that he's got enough to prevent too many Overlord kills or drone kills or anything like that. So could still invest into it though. He could go into some Hydras and try to make something happen. Here comes more vultures over towards this natural. He's gonna try and run by and get maybe 1 or 2 kills. 1 kill there. Not good enough for 2 vultures, that's for sure. Oh, and he loses the Wraith too. That Wraith kill is pretty sweet. Sees that the add-on is there. Probably can assume that there's going to be a vessel soon. 1 turret, a few Marines, no stim, that's for sure. Doubt that there's any stim here for Rush. He hasn't taken his natural yet. Just relying on this upcoming all-important vessel when it pops out. Queen wants to be there to try and intercept it, but threatening the Irradiate. Doesn't have it though. Only 1 Scourge. 1 Scourge is available. There's the Irradiate. Big Irradiate there. Almost kills the vessel. It's so close. He's going to go ahead and repair. Can he get it? He does kill. Does kill that vessel, but only 2 mutas left here, guys. 2. Quite a bit of damage onto these mutas. I think the vessel paid for itself. Even though it was lost, it did a lot of damage. 3 Hydras only walking across the map is quite funny. Hasn't really made any more of those, but he knows that there's hardly anything on the ground. He needs something to hit these turrets if he manages to break through with the mutas. So more mutas are being made. Just going to keep this pressure on. Queen not adding any more drones. He will start the 3rd base behind this, so he has a point of transition if he doesn't kill right now, but it really does look like he wants to dive in a bit more. He wants to try and get a little more damage going. Good group of mutas here. 7 mutas. Ling's going to follow this up so that he can get this attack going. Vulture here coming out. Oh, Vulture's going to spot Ling's coming. Marines are going to stand right next to this. He sends in the Irradiated Muta to try and deal damage. SCV's off the line. They're going to be blocking here for the Marines. He's just got to keep Marines alive so he can keep these turrets alive. But Hydras are going to come up now. Hydras go ahead and kill the last of the Marines. I think Queen has done it here. He's gotten rid of every bit of ground forces for Rush. Not building a bunker on the top of the ramp turned out to be a very bad idea. Just relying on the position here. Not going to really work out for him. Rush loses a bunch of SCVs. There's more Lings behind this and Scourge as well. Looks like they're going to be sent in now. Can he actually get a connection? He does kill 1 of those vessels, but all the mutas are now gone. Can he stabilize here? Yeah, the lack of bunker is probably going to be his downfall in this game. He knew how rocky a position he was in, but he just hopes that he can hold everything with Marines standing next to turret. It's not the case. Queen pulls the trigger on this attack and finishes it off. Chaotic, extremely chaotic game as Queen finally busts through everywhere. That was really close to a hold, but again, bunker not being made there. Rush cutting corners just that little bit. He's trying to get everything online here, sitting on 1 base. Didn't want to invest in that expensive bunker. And so we will make our way into a game 7. I am happy about it. Here we are, Rush spawning in top left. And of course we got Queen down here in the bottom left on Dominator for map number 7. It's been a great series so far, and we're looking forward to many more great seasons of the Duel series in the future. Thank you all for your support. Those of you who have been donating gems in the live chat, really helping us to keep this one going. 9 racks. Okay. Interesting from Rush here. Going to cut some SCVs to get a slightly faster racks. Not as impactful as an 8-Rex. Not as quick as an 8-Rex, but he still will be able to put on pressure. And it's likely we're going to see a bunker here. Rush has really been leaning on this early aggression in this series. Over and over again, he's been dismantled in the early game and had a hard time, finding himself in a good spot. He's managed to get wins even from a deficit in some cases, but is looking to just completely sidestep this early game, try to get into a good spot right from the beginning with a very quick Marine pressure. You gotta think that Queen is starting to catch on to this, though. Like, he's been doing these forward barracks builds over and over and over, and I think Queen gonna realize what's going on here. Gonna pull his drones. I don't know if he can cancel the gas in this situation, but wouldn't be a bad idea. Looks like he's gonna let that finish. And gonna pull all the drones out here. About 6 drones have been pulled. Well, not a full commitment to the drone pull. Usually pull about 8, but again, this is not the fastest racks in the world. Oh, great catch there on the SCV. Really strong catch. Very difficult to completely surround an SCV like that, but he will do it. And he might even get this other SCV. Oh, they're gonna lose a drone. Oh, he didn't get the kill, but the Lings are gonna come out now. Target down that SCV, and so 1 drone kill only. He lost 2 SCVs for this, guys, and he's gonna lose 2 Marines, and he has to cancel the bunker. That's a little bit wild. This has gone very Queen sided. This is a tough spot for Rush to try and come back into. Has enough money for a CC now, but hasn't quite made one yet. He's gonna put 1 Marine in the gap, and he should have another Marine popping out soon, but he's just gonna go for the kill on that. Going for the kill on the Marine, jumping in the bunker here at the last second. That was pretty well played by Rush, but he's still, at the end of the day, gonna allow Lings into his main base. He didn't lose any of his Marines, which is why I said it was pretty strong from him, but now more Lings can start to slip by. Oh, another Marine goes down. Good block there with the SCVs to try and stop this from continuing, but Queen slips by again into the main. He's again probably going to be losing some SCVs. Marines are going to have to be pulled into the main. Even with 2 Marines, it's not guaranteed that you can get both these kills. He barely finishes off that Ling in time. Saves both of his Marines. Not a bad hold overall from Rush. He got the lowest health Marine into the bunker, the one that was blocking, and he's managed to keep himself alive without losing too many SCVs back at home. He's going to start to push out with some naked Marines. Now, this is kind of wild. He's leading with the SCV just in case there's Lings coming, but he has no idea what's been produced from Queen lately. About 4 Lings are about to pop. Gonna come over towards this ramp with the SCV checking inside the main. These Marines could do a lot of damage, guys. These Marines could do a huge amount of damage. Where are the Lings right now? Oh, 2 of these are very low, though. 2 Marines are extremely low. The bunker starts. I don't know about the bunker right now. The bunker seems a little bit wild, but all right, he's gonna be able to get rid of that bunker. More Lings are popping out. Ling speed is done. These Marines are cooked. Absolutely cleaned, and no drone losses means that I would say Queen be very happy about that trade. Not at all concerned that he was forced to make a group of Lings here. He has his 3rd hatchery on the way. He's got his Spire finishing up. He was only delayed in mining at that natural by a tiny bit. And Queen has quite a bit of gas to work with. 600 gas in the bank. He did make a little mistake with the Overlord's timing there. Overlords are a little slow. Oh, diving back on top of these Marines. Oh, it's a great surround again for Queen. He's going to kill everything. The Firebat popping out just a little bit too late. There's nothing in the bunker. These medics can probably hold the line here. Yeah, with just a bit of healing, able to hold that line. But, dude, losing all your Marines right now is almost game-ending damage. This is so bad. We've got mutas on the way. Where are the turrets? Rush, where are the turrets? Turrets need to be started, Rush. I'm telling you, they got to start the turrets before the mutas leave the base. And he's got no Marines to deal with this. Here comes those mutas. This might be tap-out time. A tap-out moment here for Rush as the mutas just go to work on the Marines. The turrets are still not done after the Marines are dead. And so he will run by with some Lings as well. Lings getting in here and killing another Marine is pretty devastating. Now can go to work on the SCVs at the natural. The bunker is completely empty, funnily enough. And these mutas are going to do so much work. Not even bringing them all together, but it's unnecessary. Just keeps this damage going, and GG is called. Rush falls on his sword here, trying again and again to go for that 8 racks. Not even 8 racks, excuse me, a 4 racks there in that last game. But still, the concept is the same. Get in there and deal that early damage. Wasn't able to make it happen. Queen has the antidote to that play. He handles that perfectly. And again, he gets himself into a great position where he's just able to clear things up. Some good classic TVZ, guys. Some classic TVZ. I'll send you the link there, sneak in. A little bit sad we didn't get a full long series. But still. Well, we got the full 7 games. I'm just saying we didn't get into any late games here. There's my channel. Plenty of great content to watch there, sneak in. You're definitely going to enjoy it. Also, if you're not aware already, my buddy Shun and I are casting the ASL here on the SOOP Live channel, the SCTV channel. So if you follow this channel, you can watch the ASL finals live as it's happening. That's always fun. Get to see those results first and join the hundreds of people who watch that live. If I can take a look here. Our last ASL video. Yeah, we had 450 people watching live. And we've been doing dual commentary for quite a few years now. I guess almost 3 years. 2 and a bit years. I think we've really dialed in the dual commentary. We may end up getting Shun in here as well. Once we reach that gems goal, I'm sure he'd be happy to jump in. But if you guys want to see more of our content, we're going to be doing the SCSL tonight. And also every Monday and Thursday night. That'll be at 7 p.m. Korean Standard Time. The same time as the ASL. So tune in for that. We'll be doing it live. Oh, sorry. We'll be casting it live, but the games won't be live, obviously. The Season 4 of the SCSL has been going on for quite some time. I believe it's almost finished, or it is finished in Korean. And we just haven't been able to cast that yet. For various reasons, which I won't get into. Nothing to do with Shun or I, but We really want to catch up on that. We really want to bring that to you guys as soon as possible so we can get into Season 5 and, you know, really at the right time as it's coming out. And so we will be casting it here on the SOOP Live channel twice a week. We're rocketing through that right as the ASL finishes. It'll be a nice segue. You guys can come over and check that out. It's all the top players. Every single top player that's in the ASL is, or nearly all of them are in the SCSL. I think tonight we're going to be casting Snow's group, if I remember correctly. Let me see which group that was, or who else is in the group. This is a bit of a prologue for you guys. It's going to be Snow, Gameo, Mong, and YSC. So I think we all know that Snow is going to be getting through that group, but Mong, YSC, Gameo, I wonder who will be his partner making it through into that next round. So join us there, guys. Follow the channel, like the video. After that comes out, after the SCSL, we cast that live. It'll be up on Starcast TV. And the link will be in the description of the YouTube video. Alright, Sneakin'. You have a great night, man. Eddie Slide. Clad Coma. Mustrum DK. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Teeves. Hope you guys had fun. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Another great series in the bag. SOOP Duel Series 3 continues tomorrow. I don't have confirmation on which players will be brought out, but I'll let you guys know as soon as I do. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.